very own. Minx Couture. All the opinions and views expressed on this show are from mine and mine only. I take responsibility for everything I say. And if you're gonna be all up in your feelings, then this is not the platform for you, because this is The Mink Show. First and foremost, I want to definitely say shout out to Black Bommy. I might be saying it wrong, and I'm sorry. But that song has had me in a chokehold for months. Okay, for months. So first of all, let's talk about it. This is the Mink Show podcast. This is everyone's favorite Minx Couture. It's been quite a minute. I know. And I'm showing face this time, like no avatar. I know you see my avatar on the bottom with our bae, Kamano. We love Kamano. And I'm just happy to be back. I'm happy to be back. But I first want to go back to talking about Black Bommy. So I was on TikTok one day, just scrolling the feeds months ago. And I came across this song. And it was just the way that it popped up on my feed. You know, it was just super dope. And, you know, the artist is an African artist. And, you know, he's in the military. And I think he knows I love his fucking song because I have been using it for my comics, you know, just showing 100% support, which I tell people, you know, people that, you know, they're in the business and, you know, we're going to talk about, you know, my thoughts on the music business in a couple of minutes. But, you know, again, I did not discover this artist off of Spotify. I discovered this artist off of TikTok. So mm, when people say to me that, oh, you should stick with Spotify because of discovery, I don't think I would have ever discovered this artist if I had that mindset. So again, we're not going to keep, getting into people about, how they, you know, choose to release their music and all that good shit. So we're going to get to that. We're going to get to that. I was showing the paper earlier. You know, I actually have like a document that I created months ago. I never used it, but just to keep me on topic, you know. So this episode is called Crossroads. Kind of like the song Crossroads with Bone Thugs and Harmony. Um, I definitely wanted to talk about what's going on with me. Okay, so where do I begin? Well, I know where to begin. I have my papers. Yeah. Um, so, first, I want to say, you know, hold on. There we go. I want to say, first and foremost, that I am very happy to be here. I'm very happy to be here because I'm alive. And I have a little story to tell you guys, a little story that I want you guys to either take with you or not. So I had a near-death experience. Like your girl was about to be photoshopped in some AI clouds. Okay. Pretty bad. I'm still a little shaken up by it because again, it's just a lot, you know. So basically a couple of weeks ago, I'm chilling, I'm in my she shed, I'm relaxed, playing my games, started feeling like I had like the pins and needles feeling. And a lot of us as we get older, like even fucking gas feels like it's it. You're just okay, uh, uh, uh oh my God. It's a trap. I thought it was a wrap. Not that it's a trap. I thought it was a wrap. And then I passed out. Lights and sirens, straight to the hospital, heart just doing shit. Or not doing what it's supposed to do. I get up, into the ER and, they're telling me that, the tests that they were running, they didn't know what was wrong with me initially. We all know that I have a mitral valve prolapse. So I have heart palpitations all the time. Like I feel nervous all the time. And I'm like, I'm not afraid of anything. My body is afraid of me, if anything. So then it turns out that I was having, I have anemia really bad. Obviously, as a woman, when you get your menses, you lose a lot. You lose a lot of minerals, you lose a lot of blood. And, the older you get, if you're a woman listening to this podcast, I will tell you, and I don't want to be graphic, but I like to keep it real. If you are noticing that your flow is a little bit flowing with a lot of restrictions, if you know what I mean, you need to just go get checked. You could be bleeding out internally. In my case, I had my hemoglobin down to about 5. And then they told me that I had a choice to make. These are the crossroads that I was faced with. It was either, take a blood transfusion or be photoshopped in some AI clouds. Now, again, I remember there was a time during the pandemic when, a lot of us who are not, we were worried about people that donated blood and if they were vaccinated and how it would affect us and how we would even know if they were, because the only things that they really test for is, the detrimental things. that can hurt you. But I will tell you from my mouth, as an unvaccinated person, you know, that was like far from my thought, you know. So I had to get two, not one, two transfusions. And this is why I'm here. So, first of all, I want to definitely thank, you know, the hospital, Einstein Medical Center, for keeping me alive, giving me options. The doctor that I had was super, super sweet. He stayed with me the whole time. And this is how I knew that this was something like serious. Because mostly doctors, you go to the ER, you piss in a cup. They don't come for that shit for like 30, 40 minutes. This doctor literally stayed with me. And if he left me, it was to find out what the nurses were doing. And bedside manner was A1. And they basically treated me like a dying woman. That's how I would explain it. So I went ahead with it, and it was the most frightening experience of my life because, again, when you're wheeled through different, areas of the hospital, the area that I was in is where people were actually passing away. There was a gentleman, rest his soul, his family. Like, I actually cried, for his family because I was literally in a space in the hospital as people were fighting for their lives. And to see him pass away next to me, like there was literally like no privacy. You have like 10, 15 people working on that person. The curtains are falling. You're not going to be like, oh my God. But I was more like, oh my God, to see his family and his daughter and everybody crying. It really put a different perspective. He lost his life and I gained mine. All because I decided to just go ahead and just do what anybody would do in a situation like that. It's just go for it, right? Just go for it. So that's what I did. That was my experience. And, I want to go deeper, right? I'll probably do it for Wicked Observations because there's things about blood transfusions that, a lot of people in different religions and they don't believe in it, So you think of people like Selena, who, her family was against that. So with her family being against that, they did not go through with that. So this is why she's not here. I myself, I never had an opinion on it. I just literally said, you know what? Go right ahead. Let's just go for it. So I'm excited. I'm happy to be here. And I'll definitely say that my view on life has changed since this. And I named this episode Crossroads because a lot of us are in the crossroads of our lives. Like I'm about to be 40 in April. I just started a new job. I've been looking for 6 months for work. And to be like so conveniently blessed that, the commute is not too bad, just the environment is just a whole lot different from where I was. And of course, like I said, with my newfound, take on life, I'm definitely going to say that, I feel like I didn't aim higher, in my past positions based on my experience of what I do, which is customer service in, the automotive industry. And, I'm an internet person. I'm the woman that calls you and, reminds you that, you had an inquiry and how I can help you and, things like that. So, give me one moment. Hold on one second. Okay, so obviously the little one just got home. I had to, talk to her real quick. But back to what I was saying. With this newfound life that I have, I am finding it so, so simple to speak my mind and not keep things internal, right? So, like I said, the new job that I have, and it's a lot different from the last job I had because the last job I had and a few jobs before that, they did not give a fuck about me as an employee, as a professional. And I'm happy to say that where I'm at now, I feel like I am treated not based on my experience, but because of the fact that I am great at what I do, and I deserve better. Okay, so for that previous job, I know you bitches are watching because y'all watch everything I do. You don't think I see you in my stories. You don't think I see you on what is it on TikTok? You got a little footprint. You know, whatever reason why Mofos is keeping up with Minx, I guess thank you. Whatever. So yeah. So with me speaking my mind, I have been pissing off the World Wide Web, starting with musicians. And my first epiphany as an artist was when I went and checked my Spotify earnings and realized that Spotify took all of my money. They took all of my money and they penalized me for inflated streams. So in a rage, I literally fucking took the majority of my music down. Like I took it down immediately. I did leave some songs up because, again, with TikTok, I am distributing with TikTok. I have a contract with them. So the songs that I've released with them, I can't take those down until my contract is up. And again, my contract is for distribution with the commercial music licensing library. So, I mean, if I do release more music, like I said, it's going to be on my own website. And to the motherfuckers that had an issue with that, I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. You can continue to be a slave. You can continue to put your music in a spot where you cannot have your money released to you unless you reach a threshold where I can just release my music and there is no threshold. You just fucking pay the stripe and you get the song. So that's where I'm at musically right now, because the more that I think about it, we are on, once again, the same playing field as industry folks. The main purpose of signing to a label, of getting into these situations, is because we did not have a way to distribute our music and get a UPC code or ISRC. And to those knowledgeable artists that keep fucking trying to educate me on some shit that they don't know about, allow me to reintroduce myself. I am Minx Couture, right? Mofos want to come at me, talk about they don't know who I am, that I'm unknown, or whatever the case may be. It's not hurting me. I don't care if you don't know me. There are people that do know me. My content is for people that do know me. And it's just very strange how I wrote on Threads that I was taking my music down, and I was literally harassed by other artists. Oh, you're stupid. Why would you even do that? What? You're stupid for thinking that you're strong arming me on what works for me. It just doesn't make sense. Like, my question is, how come y'all don't have nothing happening, nothing popping? You don't have a fan base. You don't have anything going. You have no merch. You have no website. You have no LLC. You have no brands reaching out to you to advertise on their behalf. You don't wake up to alerts from social media that someone or some brand has used your music. So my question is, who in the hell do you think you are to try to diminish what I got going on over here? This has always been a platform of independence. And being independent means that you have to make decisions even if it does set you back. And they always say, good things come to those who wait. I don't believe that anymore. Good things don't come to those who wait. Good things come to those who take action, to those who are tired and say, I want to change. I want to change something. The definition of insanity is what? I am tired of begging and pleading for Spotify to allow us independent artists to A, be separate from mainstream, lamestream, and now to be separate from AI music. I'm surprised that the AIs, if they're dropping social media platforms. I'm surprised they didn't drop a streaming platform for their music. And y'all know I fuck with AI. I fuck with AI heavy. And hold on. I fuck with AI heavy, but to an extent. To an extent. Hold on. You see, I gotta update this. It's been a while. You see, this has been since Christmas. That's how long your girl's been out. Do you guys like the layout? Like, do you guys like the layout? It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I am also excited because of the fact that I've launched new things. I've launched. Obviously, we've had Cryptic Kingdom. We've had the forum. It's public. It's for everyone to sign up for. You can sign up for it. You can become a member. You can post things. All my posts go to Discord, Telegram. Like, it's just a little, workflow, that I set up because, how else were we going to get to almost 300,000 site-wide visits since 2020 for a website that I barely use? And of course, I've been using it specifically for news and as well as advertising. Okay. Now, again, I don't really, I didn't want to come on here to talk about like the music business and all that specifically for this episode because it is called Crossroads. And I am at a crossroads with my platform. I'm at a crossroads with myself as an artist, as a creator. As a lot of you have seen, I have been working on my comic called The Phantom Prowess. I've been engulfing myself in that because it's an interactive game / novel and a comic. So yeah, your girl burnt herself out basically. And my body was like, you need to sit the fuck down. Like, post haste, sit down. Because now when you've had an NDE, now you feel like you're running out of more time. Because when you're sitting there and you're saying to yourself, like, you're making promises with God, you're saying to God, like, look, if you get me out of this, I promise I'll do this. I promise I'll do more. I promise, that I'll put out more music. I promise that I'll finish that art. If you needed an oomph, to try to figure out, like, okay, a lot of us are tired. We've been at this shit for years. And I always say that I would never quit music. I would just apply it somewhere else. And where I feel comfortable applying my music now is on my comic. So that's where I basically landed with everything was, time is of the essence for a lot of you. Some of you guys feel like you're aging out. You're just like, I'm too old to be rapping. I'm too old to be making beats. I'm too old to be doing this. No, you're not too old to do anything that you want to do. Why are you putting a timestamp on something that is timeless? You don't need an age limit to do what your journey is requested of you, what you were put here to do. If that was the case, then the creator would have taken you out a long time ago if they felt like, you weren't, living up to your expectations. Sometimes I feel like that's why I almost got taken out, because it's like, hey, it's a waste. It's a waste. You have a podcast that you don't fucking do. You have several businesses. I started the TikTok creator agency with Cryptic Kingdom because I wanted to help musicians with their live streams. That wasn't a walk in the park. A lot of people don't understand how the TikTok live agency shit works. They don't believe that streamers need training. A lot of people just don't have it. And people can be trained. It's more than just reading your fucking chat. It's more than that. It's about having a personality that sells, building a brand around yourself as a streamer. You know, these things take time. So when people sit there and say, oh, everybody and their mother wants to be a streamer, everybody and their mother wants to be a podcaster, always remember that for the people that it is meant to, it's going to last long. I've been podcasting for almost over 10 years. Impromptu podcasts. I was on Periscope on my live streams doing podcasts, talking about the music industry. So, when you really think about it, we're all running out of time. We're all running out of time. And of course, with the time that we have going on, with these drops that we're getting from what we've been talking about for a very long time, of the files that we can't speak on,
Bruh.
time is running out. And I think we all know that. Whether we're being forced into a different timeline using CERN or whatever the case may be, constantly jumping timelines because we keep escaping the timelines and the reality that is coming, we can't escape death. Death is like the only thing that's promised besides taxes. We should not have to wait for, near-death experiences or people to pass away or to go to funerals for us to contact people and check on them. See how they're doing, see how they're holding up. We shouldn't have to wait for these things. When they say, give people flowers where they can smell them, give people your energy while they can feel it. Give people your time where they can sense it. We all have to do better. We have all become desensitized and pulled away from what is the camaraderie of being a human being. Regardless of your political thoughts, affiliations, your opinions, we're losing that humanity vibe. And a lot of us have resorted to going to artificial intelligence to just get a little of positivity, inspiration, because we're not getting it from one another anymore. We're not getting it from one another. So we're relying on artificial means of what people are literally born with, of empathy. And some people are just opting out. I'd rather deal with a digital being that gives a fuck about me, kind of, sort of, than an actual human being who doesn't give a fuck about anybody but themselves these days. So we just have to, do better, right? We just have to do better as people. So I'm going to go back to, y'all see this song is on a chokehold for me. But it's just like important to me. Like it just really is important to me to let you guys know that whatever you love, whatever you enjoy, whatever you're excited about, your goals, your dreams, if you want to, go back to school, if you want to pick up a trade, if you want to start a business, why not do it now? Like, I know that the world is on fire and people are like, oh, you're so selfish. If you don't listen to those people. Those people already gave up on themselves. We have to stop talking to people that already gave up on themselves. And I don't mean to sound like a jerk behind it, but it's the truth. You gave up on your life, so I have to give up on mine. You gave up on your dreams, so I have to give up on mine. It just doesn't work that way. We shouldn't have to maneuver and, censor our excitement on our own creativeness, because other people are intimidated. So with that said, I wanted to get this song on. And I'm doing this in real time because I was talking to one of my constituents, and I was letting her know that you don't necessarily have to I don't do the editing of podcasts. You get what you say, right? I could do that. I could be professional, but why? Why? It's just a video recording. I'm kind of good at this. I am the
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Okay, see, I waited for the last one.
Bruh.
All right, so this song I actually came across. This is one of my favorite artists. She is always putting out content, always putting out music. And I actually wrote to her in her comments. I was like, if I have to find out about another banger this way, which I found out through Reels, right? I didn't find it through Spotify. I found it through Reels. So once again, Spotify takes another L. They take another L because, again, I have not discovered an artist off of Spotify. Not yet. I have never sat there and listened to Spotify and said, oh my God, who's this artist? No. Reels. Oh, I already see. I'm over here using sound effects on my mouth, and I have an actual soundboard. So, Reels and TikTok. Okay, and it's just reality. So I'm gonna get this song on called "The Bite" by Carly. Or should I just show the music video? Let's just show the music video. F it. Let's show the music video. Here we go.
Sauce them folks up. Woke up, shake it off, feeling like a hangover. Tiger out the cage, I ain't talking about the hangover. Boy too broke, so he probably can't hang over. Pocket so fat, like the belly with the hangover. Fresh out the shower, I been feeling like a new bitch. Loofah with the soap, push smelling like tulips. Strawberry yoga on face if the shoe fit. Type to get chose, I ain't really into choosing. Bitch face, why you looking like that? Know you mad when I'm looking right back. Boomerang, wow, got him coming right back. Know he has some ain't nothing like that. Like that. Like that, like that, like that, got it like that. Bad little bitch with a bite to match, like a head full of hair. I ain't got the cat. Bitches hating on me, probably got the clap. I make moves, never had to choose. Country ass bitch got the weed and the booze. College dropout, never played by the rules. It's 6 in the morning, I ain't never hit snooze. I be like, thumb in my bum. Call me Shakari, he love when I run. Fucking my face like the smoke in my lungs. Not the 3 or the 2, bitch, you know I'm the one. I know what I want. I made them bands kinda feel like I'm Trump. She shaking that, she be holding it up. Told them I came, but I'm faking the funk. Woke up, shake it off, feeling like a hangover. Tiger out the cage, I ain't talking about the hangover. Boy too broke, so he probably can't hang over. Pocket so fat, like the belly with the hangover. Fresh out the shower, I been feeling like a new bitch. Loofah with the soap, push smelling like tulips. Strawberry yoga on face if the shoe fit. Type to get chose, I ain't really into choosing. Bitch face, why you looking like that? Know you mad when I'm looking right back. Boomerang, wow, got him coming right back. Know he has some ain't nothing like that. Like that. Like that. Like that. Like that.
Yes. Shout out to I Am Carly. See, I gotta get. Hold on. I'm sending, the tagging her to let her know that we are playing your song. So if you do tune in, girl, we gotta get you on. Gotta get you on the show. So I definitely enjoy like coming across new artists, new sounds, new tunes. Y'all know what time it is. Hold on, I was gonna put this here. I think that works better. Cool. So shout out to her. Please support her on her journey. Like she's next up. And usually I'm never wrong. I am never wrong, bro. Like I sense these things. Like I know when an artist is, at that level that it's like it just got to crack the right people. A lot of us have the single, we have the song, we have, but what I like about her is that, she's constantly giving us visuals. And, I'm a person that, I'm going to be honest, I'm one of those artists that does not shoot music videos. I don't shoot music videos. And if I do, they're in VR and they're still cringe territory, It's still cringe territory. So, I kind of like, again, with my newfound live, I will look into, I have two videographers in mind that I would love to shoot two of my songs. I'm not going to tell you what songs they are because I'm the person that's probably just going to drop it on y'all. And you're not going to know what hit you. You're going to be like, when the fuck did she have I've never seen her stories of her working on anything, because now I think we're at the era of the crossroads of things in life. We have to stop showing our work in progress, y'all. We have to. Not because of the AI shit, but I strongly believe that when we show people that we are working, they start doing their work against us, and, at some point you have to say to yourself, like, are we setting ourselves back by being so open and showing what we're doing behind the scenes in a not so, smaller community way, right? So I'll give you an example. And again, what I say, you don't have to do it. You don't have to take what I say and apply it to you. I'm just putting it out there. I'm just shooting blanks, okay? If it sticks, then it sticks. If it doesn't, then cool. But I'm saying that from my experience of, watching people constantly get copied off of, and, it's because we're showing too much. We're showing too much of our workflows. We don't have to prove anything. There's people that believe that because AI is out, that, they have to, they have to show their workflow. Hold on. Right. So I'm still like fixing that part. But anyway, we don't have to put out there what we are doing. We just have to let people know that it's done, or it's coming, or the drop is coming. If you want to show your workflow and you want to tell people you're working, then you need to have that on a more smaller community-based thing. There's people out there on Threads, for some strange reason, they hate anybody that has a Patreon. Right? So I'll explain why I say this is because, as a gamer, right? I put my VODs on Patreon. You have a bunch of Twitchers, right? And I call them Twitchers because I'm not saying I don't like Twitch streamers, but Twitch streamers are extremely fucking entitled. Oh, you see the, hold on. Twitch streamers are extremely entitled, and I'm not saying all of them. I'm saying most of them. They walk around and they post shit that literally just makes me look at them like, you barely have any fucking views and you're walking around telling people that, oh, you can't have a friends only chat. Yes, the fuck you can. It's your stream. It's your platform. And for some reason, this entire week, people have been upset with me because I've said, like, as an artist, I don't give a fuck about another artist's opinion, suggestions. You are not on payroll over here. So if I say I'm taking my music off of streaming, that's not for you to chime in. This was for my followers, my fans, people that support me, to know why, if they go to listen to their favorite song by me, why it's not on streaming anymore. So y'all really are delusional. If you want to throw that D word out, you guys are delusional to think that an artist that has their shit together gives a fuck about artists that don't. So the same thing with streamers, right? I have streamers that say dumb shit to me because I have my shit behind a paywall. Oh, how do you, everyone can't, Oh, okay. So then when I'm live, make sure you tune in if you want the fucking freebie. What is so hard about that? I'm not a fucking order taker, bro. That's how my platform like kind of low key fell off because I was too busy listening to everybody that doesn't support me. People were telling me back in 2015 that nobody would sit through a fucking live podcast. This is what people were telling me. No one's going to sit and listen to you talk for an hour on a live. I went and did it, and I was doing it, and then everybody else started doing it, and then I stepped back. We also have to stop looking at other people's gardens. Some of them have pesticides. And if it's working for you, then let it work for you. So what works for me and my platform is my Patreon. Now, this is not the mentality of stating that, paywalls are supposed to prevent people from joining and being part of your community. Paywalls is what fucking protects me as a creator. Because we don't get paid for shit on social media. Your little pennies and shit, as long as you cross thresholds, once again, I'm over that. Y'all want to live in a threshold society, then be happy with that. But don't shit on independents like myself who build our own ecosystems. Like I built my own Twitch at one point. I'm going to rebuild it again. But I'm doing it as a lesson. I want people to learn how to build their own things. Why does that piss you off? You think people need to be on Twitch? Then you be on Twitch. Some of us don't want to be on public platforms anymore. Some of us are on the mindset of, I can do this shit myself. Some of us are like understanding that social media is just a little project in the hood of the internet. I want to live in a house with a cul-de-sac. And the only way that's going to happen is either A, I have my own website, or B, I go on Web3. And then when you talk about Web3 and the Fediverse and all these other conversations, because you're not knowledgeable of some shit, your first thing you're going to say is that nobody's on there. Why do you care? If what I'm doing, how does that affect you? It doesn't. You should be happy that I'm leaving. You should be happy that I'm packing up. But, that's what people do, right? That's exactly what people do. So I was looking at my notes. I personally, think that we all have given our energy too much to the World Wide Web at this point, social media at this point. We have no more energy to give. We have no more energy to give. We're too fucking spread out. I talk to people all the time when they tell me, oh, where do you stream? I'm like, TikTok. Oh, you should dual stream to TikTok, YouTube, Trovo. For what? You don't believe in exclusivity, that's on you. I believe in exclusivity. If you want to find my content, it's going to be on my website. It's going to be on my Patreon. If I put stuff on social media, I'm treating that as the pond. I'm giving you guys snippets and clips of where you can find the original source, which is to my website, right? So here's the other thing, right? To those of you that are on TikTok and, you're kind of sort of monetized, but you don't know how to make money. I've been using the TikTok shop as a way to push things that I like, right? Because all we're doing is advertising things that we like. So for this, for instance, around Christmas time, I was putting together like Christmas shit. This was a hot thing, right? Oh, also, you see this where it says Mix Couture Music, listen now on Amazon? Now, again, I have low rates for advertising on my website. I get at least 10,000 hits a day. If you want me to put a banner on my website, I'm not charging that much. You do it for a month, you do it for a week. It pops up in between, posts. Like, let me refresh this and see what else pops up. Hold on. Another one. I did this myself. Let's zoom in. That was one of the things I had loved about the internet back in the day was the banners. I used to love the little flash banners. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna fib. Thank you, Grok. Like,
Bruh.
how much water did that? Don't get me started. But I have Grok working as my assistant on my website. So I'll tell Grok to post something, and this is the shit that Grok makes. So Grok did the Silas Gurley banner. Again, when you click on the banner, it'll open up to TikTok. Hopefully. Don't show me no fear porn. No, it's not going to open up. Anyway, on your phones, not on the computer, but I don't know why TikTok has this like this. I feel like they're like popping their own bags by doing that. But again, exclusivity, maybe they see something we don't. Maybe it's something different. But I had Grok make this. Something light, tiny hands, big missions. Watch their eyes light up when they press the button and suddenly their bestie's smiling face on the screen.
Bruh.
Perfect for hide and seek champions, camping cuties, and future astronauts. Who else has little spies at home? Get yours here, right? So obviously you click it, it goes straight to whatever. It was just so cute to me. I was just like, oh, I love that. Now, if you are Amazon affiliate, you don't have to go crazy to be an Amazon affiliate. Just apply, and you get your links, right? You gotta sell. So you can also do that, like sync it with Pinterest, whatever. I tell people all the time when people get on like the World Wide Web, like these headphones, for instance, that I got. Let me show you. These are gaming headphones, actually. I got these off of Amazon, and they're so good. Like, these are really good headphones. Like, I just got tired of the over-the-ear situation, but I got those off of Amazon, and people if they see me with them, they'll say like, oh, where did you get those? I am making sure that I am getting an affiliate link. And again, this is why I get so frustrated with people who just don't, or they fear doing shit themselves. You think I was waiting for Amazon to hit me and say, look, you have a decent following, why don't you advertise products? No, I built that myself, right? I reached out to Amazon. I filled out the paperwork. They gave me an affiliate. So now you can do shit like this. Like, so this one, Amazon. So breaks down, the product, where they can get it. These headphones are like expensive as fuck. But again, Grok. Hey everyone, who's ready to level up their setup with the ultimate cute beast mode combo? Again, you reshare this shit to Pinterest. I get site hits. Even if they don't buy it, I get site hits. So be your own. Don't wait. Excuse me, for brands. Yes, I have gas, bro. I had a really good sandwich. Don't wait for opportunities. Take them. Don't wait. Take. Kind of like the mofos that are trying to go after people. And, I was going to talk about the ICE thing, but again, I didn't want to dedicate this episode to being so morbid as it is already. But I didn't want to talk about things that are too controversial. That's going to be next week when I return, because I am doing a podcast every week now, like I used to. Remember, every Friday night at 10, I was live and I was like giving y'all like great content and having great interviews. Yeah, I'm not doing that, but I am going to be consistent again, because when people tell me that, I haven't heard from you and I miss your shows and I miss your thoughts and your insights, it does make me feel some kind of way. Like, I listen to my own podcast when I'm at work, grandiose, are we? But sometimes I need to listen to me to get like, that's her, that's us, in order to get inspired again. So if this episode inspires you to do anything, I am inspiring people to just Take life by the horns and stop waiting for opportunities. So, one more thing. If you go to cryptickingdom.com, I have a lot of, information, products. See this one, for instance. Look at that. I wish it was centered. It was supposed to be centered, but it's not. But, again, my website, Cryptic Kingdom, is enriched with, what song did I want next? Cryptic Kingdom is enriched with details. Again, you can visit Cryptic. You can go to the categories tab. I have so many. Streamer snacks. I just added streamer snacks. Basically, streamer snacks talks about my live stream agency. Explains like the different, things that we have going on. Like this was for Live Fest 2025, because people were asking me like, what is Live Fest, and what is involved in that, and people as an agency, they weren't signed to my agency, but they were asking me agency related questions, and I just decided, let me just make the streamer snacks corner and post up whenever TikTok is having events and things like that. So this one was dope. Like this one was great, and I love the way that I put these things together for you guys just to make it easier to navigate the platform. Why am I not logged in is the question. Okay, we are in. If you do join Cryptic Kingdom, yes, you do get hit with like a big ass banner, like I'm fucking Wikipedia with my fucking hand out. Could you spare a little change? I'm working again, so you don't have to, but if you want to support the platform, you can. This is through Stripe, so it goes directly to the platform, and I have a counter of how many people contributed, and I definitely do appreciate everyone that does. But again, the platform, we have a system where you get rewards for participating. We have a chat room, obviously Boo Bear. We're going to talk about that next week because I'm actually going to rework Boo Bear now with all the changes with crypto. And, I don't want to get involved with a lot of things with crypto right now. But everyone's saying it's the best time to buy. It's always the best time to buy for mofos. I have the playlist exchange where I will be posting all the playlists that I am, recruiting for. We're getting back into that. We're getting back into playlist. I built out my CRM, and, artists, if you don't think that you need to have a CRM of everyone that has contacted you since the beginning of your career, you are wasting time. How else do you expect people to find you and what you're doing if you're not participating as a business by sending out email blasts, sending out newsletters, sending out text messages, sending out emails, whatever you have to do, instead of waiting for social media to find those people, you have to work the people that you have. And I'm saying this as a person that works a CRM for a dealer. No one's going to come in or deal with you if you don't remind them and consistently remind them that you exist. So you expect to, have a good turnover of people that support you, but how can people support you if they're supporting tons of artists? Tons of artists. It's not just you. We have to stop being like selfish in that sense. You can't expect everybody to remember that you are an artist and you're working on your projects, and it kind of sets you back a little bit, but you got to think about what legwork are you doing to ensure that people are finding out about your new projects. You can't rely on Mark Zuckerberg to do it. You can't rely on TikTok to do it. You got to rely on you to do it. So being an artist independently without a team means that you are the team. If you work at any job and the team don't work, the business fails. And you can't tell an artist that they're a business because, no, I'm a creative. No, you are a business. And if you expect another business like a label, because y'all don't want to fuck with labels, you want a label to invest in you. If you don't invest it into yourself, what do you think? They're supposed to find your fan base? You know that it's opposite now. before we had to go to the labels with absolutely no fan base. And they're the ones that had to build it. I was looking for a song that I want to play. They're the ones that, they're the ones. I lost my train of thought. You have to be responsible for your own success too. I ain't trying to be up on the Grammys. I would never want to win a Grammy, but I'm just saying I would not want to accept a major award and have thousands of people on the stage with me. No, I want to get on that stage. I want to thank myself. And people are like, that's ridiculous. Like, everyone needs a team. Yeah, everyone does need a team. Everyone does need a team. But the team starts with you. And if you don't take your shit seriously, why would anybody want to invest their time in helping build you? It just doesn't work that way. If you need to have real life people hyping you up or AIs hyping you up, regardless of however way you want to be hyped up, it's really not our job to do that. I'm looking for my TikTok playlist, which another thing I love about TikTok is that when you come across a song on TikTok, it actually stores into a folder. So I have a bunch of songs that I found that I liked. So I'm going to close out this episode. It's just so many. That's why we have Station Head. We have Station Head. Station Head would allow you to play the playlists and listen to the music, and we can politic in the chat. We can have so much fun like it's Clubhouse. Again, we're stepping away from a lot of the public platforms of being able to connect with people, and we're going into smaller spaces. I even went back to Clubhouse at one point, talking to people in real time. People want real time. And right now, where I've been residing at, because it's not been X has been weird lately. Instagram has been like a ghost town. Facebook is kind of like auntie land, uncle land, and I'm an auntie, basically. And it's like a lot of these conversations, it don't resonate with me because my brain and my spirit is still very young. But at the end of the day, I'm just like coming away from the grid, coming away from all this, because if you're a person that is really being negatively impacted by all these releases of Epstein and all that, you kind of want to come away from social media right now. Being that, like even myself being in therapy, it's just a low vibrational energy. And, you don't want to constantly be bombarded with content about how mofos is moving. Even though we've been talking about this shit for years and people called us a conspiracy theorist. How is the conspiracy going, y'all? How is it? How is it? Because it's like we fucking told you. We fucking told you. And y'all called us all kinds of crazy, all kinds of weird, all kinds of this and that. And it turns out that, your worst fears are coming true. So when I do the next podcast, like you guys are gonna see like a difference, because I'm going to be putting it out there. I'm going to be putting out what I believe and think. Because remember what I say in the top of the show is my opinions and my opinions alone. And if you can't take the heat, then get out of the fucking kitchen. Get out of my kitchen. I've been cooking for a while. The kitchen is very hot. So you're gonna walk in and sweat is gonna beat off of your fucking lip because of the shit that I have to talk about. So with that, actually, do I have music videos here? I do, actually. Yeah, I did. Actually, I do have music videos. Oh, excuse me. But yeah, I'm fucking crashing. I've been at work all day. Did I put it here? No. Or did I put it under independent? See, this is why like I have to fix this because it's just so many things. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to close off the show. Funny, this song is called Halo by Smokey Smothers. We have a song on my new album that's dropping. And I just, want you guys to check it out when the time does come. And, like I said, I almost got photoshopped in some damn clouds. So why not play Halo, right? So we're going to get Halo on, and then we're going to close off the show. Here we go, Smokey Smothers.
I don't want it, let's try
Yeah, yeah. Ha. Got it out the pavement, I'm like Raiden with the moves. Got body, so I'm way up in them higher altitudes, bitch. This is witch's brew, flick my wrist in the stool. About to conjure up a couple ways for you to jig too. I'm a problem, goddamn, they can't figure out what's to me. Time is really money, wanna see me, gotta book me. If you hit my line, it better not be about no pussy. That little bitch ain't mine, I just hit her with that poop. Dope pipe, pin nice, come see what the stroke like. Pop a bitch, make her say, like a cold Sprite. Bad motherfucker in the jungle, like I'm Dolomite. JJ to these bitches, all these bitches say I'm dynamite. Tryna ride the wave, they ain't even in the same boat. Bitch, I got it made, I'm just getting paid and laying low. Thick fine thing, off the chain, leave a back broke. Better feel special, baby, can't too many have smoke. Tryna ride the wave, they ain't even in the same boat. Bitch, I got it made, I'm just getting paid and laying low. Fuck a steady bugging, I'ma have to get the raid, bro. Squad full of guys, circle holy like a halo. Your favorite rapper dope, but baby, I am morphine. Flow creating morphines, make them lean codeine. I increase release of dopamine. Every hit I bring, ain't that smoke from Storm Team? True, but you don't know me. Please believe it, cause the check I need it. Goes higher than Jesus, gold achievements. I'm big kid, you feed it. You won't talk, I breathe it. You out here deceiving. All bark, no bite, these niggas barely teething. Tagging toes, no eeny, meeny, I'm mighty, whole COD. You can't see me, I'm right behind the scope. Body after body, watch them dropping like flies. Got that fire to bake them like I'm serving hot pies. Tryna ride the wave, they ain't even in the same boat. Bitch, I got it made, I'm just getting paid and laying low. Thick fine thing, off the chain, leave a back broke. Better feel special, baby, can't too many have smoke. Tryna ride the wave, they ain't even in the same boat. Bitch, I got it made, I'm just getting paid and laying low. Fuck a steady bugging, I'ma have to get the raid, bro. Squad full of guys, circle holy like a halo. I'ma have to get the raid, bro. Circle holy like a halo. Yeah.
And again, this is why, I love Cryptic Kingdom because, again, well, first, shout out to Smokey Smothers. How do I just go into the commentary without saying well,
Bruh.
yes, but shout out to Smokey Smothers, has been a long-term, follower, supporter. All I have to say is that this is why I love Cryptic Kingdom. I treat this like, I'm not saying treat this like Discord, because you know how people, like some streamers, they'll have Discord and they'll ask people to post things and, they go ahead and play it. That's what I wanted with Cryptic Kingdom. I wanted to have this in a way where you could post your videos, you could post your, new music, you can post all of these things, and I'll be able to see it. And you see, I posted Smokey's content. I was able to press play right on the podcast without having to go into YouTube and all that, just enlarge the screen. So, again, if you're a person that is like, hey, Minx, I like that idea. Like, yeah, I want to do that. I will be launching a school, SKOOL. I'll be launching a school on how to do a lot of this technical schmechnical stuff. I was going to do it on Patreon, but again, school has a community, and they have a community already. And this is untapped territory of people that want to learn new things. I'd rather work with people that want to learn new things. So that's the goal. That's the plan. That's the excitement. So yeah, to close off everything, like I said, I appreciate everybody that supports me. The people that don't. And when I say that, people are like, I love my haters, I'm like, I don't like my haters. I don't love my haters. Like, y'all have literally gone past hate at this point. Like, y'all want people to literally fail. So I'm not here to big up people that want to see me fail. I'm here to big up people that want to see me win. And I want to see you win as well. And of course, with the Cryptic Kingdom platform, which is also tied into an agency, which is also tied into information, just join us. All right. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Next week is going to be, like I said, a little bit different. I wanted this podcast to be a little bit personal, to give you guys, an update on my life and what I got coming. And I look forward to tapping, shoulders with everybody, getting back into the mood of interviews and stuff, which will probably be done in Manhattan in TikTok studios. But we're going to get there. All right, we're going to get there. And as I promised, I showed face today. And thank you. Thank you guys for being supportive. And there's only good things to come from this. So once again,
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
this station is now the ultimate power in the universe. It will always be the ultimate power in the universe. And you are the ultimate power in the universe. So take care and good night. Thank you. Hopefully I turn this up so that we can actually hear it. Good night.
Mix